The first clip in this week's scary video was uploaded to a YouTube channel called Lizard Men Inc. The owner of the channel, we'll call him Lizard, believes he's being haunted by the ghost of his childhood friend, David. David passed away when they were young, but a few weeks ago, David's mother reached out and gave Lizard a gift. A mask that the two boys used to wear during playtime. Ever since receiving that gift, strange things have been happening in Lizard's house. Shadows moving in his peripheral vision, the sound of someone calling his name when no one else is home. One night, Lizard wakes up to find his bedroom door wide open. He's certain he closed it before going to sleep, and he lives alone. As Lizard walks through the dark house, he hears movement coming from downstairs. At first, he assumes someone might have broken in, but as he tiptoes through the house, he sees something that makes his blood run cold. Something appears from one of the dark rooms, but is not a head. It's the mask that used to belong to David, floating in the darkness. Some viewers even say they can see a clawed hand gripping the doorframe as the mask seems to stare at Lizard. Lizard slowly backs away, but with the mask blocking the way out of the house, there's nothing he can do but try to find somewhere to hide. As he's searching for a hiding place, Lizard encounters the mask again, only this time, it begins moving towards him. Panicked, Lizard runs and locks himself in a closet, the camera still rolling as he tries to catch his breath. The video ends with him trapped, too terrified to come out. He's convinced that what he saw was David, his childhood friend, manifesting in his home. But the question remains, why would David be haunting him? And what does he want? Let me know what you think down in the comments. This next clip was uploaded to TikTok by MarcoVQ35. who shared footage that left his viewers genuinely disturbed. Marco explains that his girlfriend had been acting strange for weeks. At first, he thought she was just feeling down, maybe stressed, or dealing with something personal. But as time went on, her behaviour became more alarming, and Marco started to suspect something darker was happening. He decided to take her to a priest, hoping for answers. The priest confirmed Marco's worst fear. He believed she was being influenced by a demon. After praying over her, the priest told Marco that she should be okay now. Relieved, Marco and his girlfriend get in the car to drive home, but on the way back, something creepy takes place, and Marco's dashcam captures it all. The footage shows Marco driving through the dark, his girlfriend sitting silently in the passenger seat. But when Marco watched the dashcam footage, he instantly noticed his girlfriend's eyes. While his eyes appear totally normal, hers are shining bright white. She stares ahead, her expression blank, as if her spirit has left her body, or something else was looking out through her eyes. When Marco posted the footage, he explained that despite the priest's prayers, the evil entity hadn't left. Viewers are divided. Some believe this is genuine evidence of a possession. Others think it could be staged. But Marco insists what happened in that car was real, and that his girlfriend is still struggling with the demon that attached itself to her. TikTok user Angela223 recently shared a video on her page that drew the attention of paranormal enthusiasts. When she recorded an innocent video of her young niece, Angela had just made pancakes for the little girl, trying to cheer her up after noticing she'd been acting strangely lately. The child seemed anxious, scared even, as if she was seeing something the adults couldn't. But Angela didn't think much of it and just chalked it up to an active imagination. She set up her phone to record her niece enjoying the pancakes.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
As her niece sits at the table eating, dark shadow suddenly passes across the back of the room. But that's not all. Several viewers pointed out that in the reflection on the refrigerator, another figure can be seen. The shadow and the reflection both appear at the same moment, suggesting something was in the kitchen with them. Some believe the little girl had been sensing this presence all along, that her fear wasn't imagination, but genuine awareness of something unseen. And now Angela understands why the little girl had been acting so afraid. The next clip in this week's video was uploaded to social media by a concerned mother who has been experiencing something unsettling in her home for weeks. She says she's been hearing strange noises coming from her baby's room at night. Whenever she checks, there'd be nothing there, but she keeps finding that objects around the room have been moved. One day, it's the pacifier on the floor, then it's the toys in different positions. She mentions it to her partner, but he's skeptical, suggesting she's just tired and forgetting things. To prove she's not imagining it, she sets up a baby monitor with motion detection. One night, she receives a notification on her phone. The sensor has been triggered in her baby's room, and what she sees makes her heart stop. A figure appears in the frame. The figure reaches down toward the baby and appears to grab something. When she posted the video online, viewers offered different theories. Some believe it was an intruder, though no one knows how they would have disappeared so quickly. And some are convinced it's a ghost, perhaps a relative who passed away, but why it took the pacifier is anyone's guess. Whatever it was, seeing something like this next to a baby is any parent's worst nightmare. A Reddit user who goes by the username What Amy said shared the following footage is late at night and the two are recording a casual video, just chatting and venting about rising costs and everyday frustrations. The area they're walking through is known locally for paranormal activity, with reports of ghostly figures appearing along the roadside after dark. But Amy isn't thinking about any of that. She's just focusing on recording with her friend. That is, until something appears that makes her stop mid-sentence.
Oh yay, I can make the same amount of money I made when I was out of high school, you know? Looks like there was a fucking figure just standing right there. That's so crazy. I think it was my own shadow. That happens way too often.
A dark, shadowy figure can be seen standing partially in the bushes beside the road. It is visible for just a few seconds, then it vanishes completely, as if it was never there. Amy immediately posted the clip to Reddit, where it quickly went viral, but Redditors were divided on what exactly Amy captured that night. Some believe it's simply the shadow of her friend, distorted by the headlights of a passing car, but others point out that the shape looks too defined, too deliberate, and the way it disappears doesn't match how a normal shadow would behave. Given the area's reputations for hauntings, many believe Amy encountered something paranormal that night, something that was watching them from the darkness and vanished the moment it was noticed. Back in October 2025, a bus driver in Brazil, who goes by the username Junio BH Silva, Junio has been working the late shift for years, driving empty buses back to the depot after the last passengers have gone home. It's lonely after work, but he's used to it. On this particular night, he's driving back at 3:21 AM when he suddenly feels something strange, like someone is on the bus with him, even though he knows it's completely empty.
Só eu que tô vendo? Hã? Só eu que tô vendo? Hã? Só eu que tô vendo?
In the mirror's reflection, a man's head is clearly visible, poking out from one of the bus windows. Junio immediately looks back, but there's no one there. He checks the interior camera feed. The bus is empty, yet in the side mirror, the figure remains, still leaning out of the window. Shaken, Junio continues driving to the depot, unsure of what he just witnessed. When he finally arrives, he stops the bus and walks through every row.
Eu não sei quem trouxe, não sei quem colocou, não sei se já tava, eu não reparei. Está aí, ó.
The bus is empty, but then Junio notices something hanging from one of the metal bars, a Catholic rosary that wasn't there before. Junio has no explanation for how it got there or who the man in the mirror was. Some people believe a ghost hitched a ride on his bus that night, perhaps someone who passed away while travelling that route. Others think it could be a guardian presence, leaving the rosary as a sign of protection. But whatever was on that bus with Junio, it made sure he knew it was there. This next clip was uploaded to the Are Ghosts subreddit by a user who thinks a family friend caught a ghost on camera. According to the uploader, the image came from his father's close friend. The family was away on a trip, but the detective had left his baby monitor app running while they were gone. He started receiving motion alerts on his phone, specifically from his daughter's room. What he saw on the screen made him immediately call for help. The baby monitor footage shows a young girl's face staring directly into the camera, but the detective knows his daughter is with him on the trip and no one else should be in that house. Panicked, he he calls the uploader's father and asks him to rush over to check the property. When the father arrives, he searches every room, every closet, looking for any sign of an intruder. The house is completely empty. Yet the image remains saved in the baby monitor's motion capture log. Proof that something triggered the camera. The detective was so disturbed by the image, he insisted on moving his family out of the house. Even the uploader's father, described as a lifelong skeptic, admitted the photo left him genuinely unsettled. Some believe it's a case of pareidolia, the mind seeing a face in shadows and infrared lighting, but many are convinced it's something paranormal, perhaps the ghost of a child who once lived in that house. Whatever appeared on that baby monitor, it was enough to make a detective, someone trained to stay calm under pressure, abandon his home and never look back. The footage you're about to see comes from Boksburg, Gauteng in South Africa, where a father discovered something deeply unsettling in a photo his 3-year-old son accidentally took. The boy had been playing with his dad's camera, trying to take pictures, but didn't realise the front-facing camera was on. In a matter of seconds, he snapped several random selfies. When his father took the camera back, he started deleting the blurry ones, just clearing out the mess his son had made. But when he reached the 3rd photo, he stopped. What he saw in that image made him question everything. Behind the little boy, half hidden in shadow, is the unmistakable image of another face, but the father insists that only he and his son were home at the time. And what's even more disturbing, he doesn't recognise the person in the picture. When he shared the photo online, it quickly spread through local Facebook groups and sparked an intense debate. Commenters say, it's a camera glitch, just motion blur creating the illusion of a face. But the majority of people are convinced it's something paranormal, a ghost caught mid-manifestation appearing in the background while the child played. Many South African commenters pointed out that Boksburg, where the image was captured, has a long history of supernatural encounters, and that children are often said to be more sensitive to ghostly presences. The father has no explanation for who that face belongs to or why it appeared behind his son, and whoever or whatever it was seemed to be watching the boy very closely. A security guard in Indonesia posted footage that has viewers convinced he captured something paranormal on camera. Sneaky recently moved to a rural area to take a security job monitoring a local park. Locals immediately warned him about the land he'd be patrolling. They told him it's haunted by the spirit of a woman in white. At first, Sneaky dismissed it as superstition, but then he started hearing the screams every night. At the exact same time, blood-curdling shrieks would echo through the darkness. He spent hours searching the area, but has never ever found anyone out there. Eventually, Sneaky decides to set up a night vision camera, pointing it at the area where the sounds seem to originate, and this is what the night vision camera caught.
Buat semua yang ada di sini, buat semua penunggu yang ada di sini, mendekatlah, tunjukkan dirimu. Buat semua penunggu yang ada di sini, mendekatlah, tunjukkan dirimu. Buat semua penunggu yang ada di sini, tiba-tiba nggak bisa gerak. Buat semua penunggu yang ada di sini, gerak sendiri. Ini kenapa ya? Buat semua penunggu yang ada di sini, tolong mendekat.
The footage shows an empty field, nothing but trees and darkness. Then, in an instant, where there was nothing before, a white figure materializes, just as suddenly as it appeared. When Sneaky posted the video online, many of his followers immediately recognised what he'd captured. They believe it's a kuntilanak, a terrifying female spirit from Indonesian folklore, known for appearing as a woman in white and emitting horrifying screams. Sneaky says he still hears the screams every night, but now he knows what's making them, and knowing doesn't make it any less terrifying. The final clip in this week's video was uploaded by a Ring camera owner. The camera is mounted near the front door, monitoring the driveway and yard, recording any motion that triggers the sensor. On one particular morning, everything is calm and quiet, but then the camera detects movement, and what it records has no logical explanation. From behind one of the trees, a small white figure emerges. The apparition seems to glide across the yard, moving in a way no living human can, and as it moves, it triggers the motion-activated light, which suddenly floods the area with brightness. And the moment the light turns on, the figure vanishes completely. The homeowner reviewed the footage multiple times, trying to understand what their camera captured. There's no one in the yard, no person who could have walked away that quickly, nothing that explains the glowing white shape. Some say it's a ghost, perhaps someone who once lived at that property, but others aren't so sure. So I turn the question to you. What do you think this is? Thanks so much for watching. If you're up for more scary videos, check out one of these next. You're gonna love them. Oh, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.